Are you tired of constantly feeling overwhelmed and stressed? Do you want to live a life free of worries and anxieties? If so, then you're in the right place. In this video, we'll be exploring the wisdom of Dale Carnegie's classic book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and learn how to apply its teachings to our daily lives. This book was first published in 1948 and has since become a staple in the self-help genre. In this video, we'll be going over the key points and actionable steps from the book, so that you can start applying them to your own life today. In the first chapter, Dale Carnegie, the author, discusses the concept of day-tight compartments. This idea refers to the importance of living in the present moment and not allowing worries about the future or regrets about the past to consume our thoughts and emotions. Carnegie explains that worrying about things outside of our control is not only unproductive, but it also prevents us from fully enjoying the present. One example from the book is of a man who was constantly worried about his health, even though he had no medical issues. He was so consumed by these thoughts that he was unable to enjoy his life and live in the moment. Carnegie advises this man, and the reader, to focus on what they can control in the present moment and leave their worries about the future behind. Another example is of a woman who was constantly thinking about the past and regrets she had about her life. She was unable to enjoy her present because she was so consumed by these thoughts. Carnegie advises this woman to learn from the past, but not to dwell on it and instead focus on making the most of her present. The idea of day-tight compartments is a powerful tool for reducing worry and stress. By focusing on the present moment and leaving worries and regrets behind, we can increase our happiness and enjoyment of life. Here are some actionable steps you can take to apply this technique. Set specific times for worrying. Choose a set time each day for worrying, and stick to it. During this time, you can think about your worries and what you can do to address them. Focus on one day at a time. When you're not worrying, try to focus on what you need to do that day, rather than worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. Prioritize your tasks. Make a list of the things you need to do each day and prioritize them based on what's most important. Practice mindfulness. Take time each day to be mindful and present in the moment. This could be through meditation, deep breathing, or simply focusing on your senses. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out positive people and activities that bring you joy and help you focus on the present moment. By following these actionable steps, you can learn to live in day-tight compartments and reduce your worries. Remember, it takes time and practice to change your habits, so be patient with yourself and keep trying. In Chapter 2, Carnegie discusses the concept of a stop-loss order in relation to worries. A stop-loss order is a tool used in stock trading to limit potential losses, and Carnegie applies this concept to our worries and concerns. He suggests setting a specific time limit for worrying about a particular issue, and when that time is up, consciously letting go of the worry and focusing on something else. For example, if you have a worry about a work project, you might set aside 30 minutes to think about it and come up with potential solutions. After that half hour is up, you make a conscious effort to put the worry aside and focus on other tasks. This can help prevent your worries from spiraling out of control and consuming your thoughts and energy throughout the day. Carnegie also provides the example of a man he met who was worried about losing his job, so he set aside a specific time each day to worry about it. During that designated worrying time, he would think about potential solutions and alternatives, but outside of that time he refused to let the worry take over his thoughts and actions. This approach helped the man to maintain a sense of control over his worries and prevented them from impacting his work and relationships. One actionable step you can take from the book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, with regards to put a stop-loss order on your worries, is to set a specific time and duration for worrying each day. This can help you to compartmentalize your worries and not let them consume your entire day. For example, you can set aside 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening to worry and think about the things that are bothering you. During this time, you can write down your worries and then make a plan to address them. When the designated worrying time is over, make a conscious effort to put your worries aside and focus on the present moment. Another actionable step you can take is to practice mindfulness meditation or deep breathing exercises to help you calm your mind and reduce anxiety. Additionally, you can try to reframe your worries and see them as challenges to be overcome rather than insurmountable problems. In Chapter 3, the author, Dale Carnegie, discusses the importance of accepting and working with the inevitable aspects of life. He argues that worrying about things that are beyond our control only adds stress and negativity to our lives, and it is much more productive to focus on what we can control. Carnegie provides examples of how individuals can cooperate with the inevitable by embracing change, learning to let go of things that are not in their control, and accepting that certain aspects of life are simply beyond our power. For example, the author explains how worrying about death is not productive and that accepting the inevitable nature of death can actually bring a sense of peace and perspective to one's life. He also shares the story of a man who was stressed about the unpredictable weather, but found peace when he realized he couldn't control it and started embracing the weather for what it was. The author also emphasizes the importance of accepting the past and not dwelling on it. He explains that we cannot change the past, but we can learn from it and move forward. This can be done by focusing on the present and making the most of each moment, rather than getting stuck in regrets or worries about the past. The cooperate with the inevitable technique is about accepting and working with the reality of a situation instead of fighting against it. To apply this technique, you can take the following actionable steps. Identify the inevitable events in your life that you tend to worry about, such as death, illness, or the end of a relationship. Recognize that these events are part of the natural cycle of life and cannot be avoided. Focus on what you can control, such as your attitude towards the situation and your actions in response to it. Instead of resisting the inevitable, work with it and make the best of the situation. For example, if you are facing illness, focus on getting better and taking care of yourself. If you are facing the end of a relationship, focus on healing and moving forward. Practice gratitude and find the positive aspects of the situation. For example, if you are facing the end of a relationship, you may find that you have more time and energy to focus on your own goals and growth. By following these steps, you can learn to cooperate with the inevitable, reduce your stress and anxiety, and start living a more fulfilling life. In Chapter 4, Dale Carnegie, the author discusses the concept of depreciation allowance as a way to combat worry. The idea is that every worry has a shelf life, and just like how physical objects have a depreciation allowance, worries also have an expiration date. The author explains that by assigning an expiration date to our worries, we can put them in perspective and reduce their power over us. For example, if you're worried about a presentation at work tomorrow, you can remind yourself that the worry will have passed and be irrelevant in a day's time. By acknowledging that the worry has a limited lifespan, you can reduce its impact on your emotions and mental well-being. Another example is to assign a deadline for your worries. If you have a concern about a family member's health, for instance, you can make a plan to check in with them in a week's time. By assigning a deadline, you can put the worry aside until the designated time, allowing you to focus on the present and enjoy life without the burden of worry. Here are some actionable steps one can take to apply the depreciation allowance technique. 1. Keep a journal of your worries and estimate how much time you spend worrying about each one. 2. Consider the amount of time you have spent worrying about each worry in the past and the amount of time it has actually affected your life. 3. Realize that most worries will fade away with time, even if you do nothing about them. 4. Use the depreciation allowance to your advantage by letting worries go after a certain amount of time, instead of holding on to them for a long time. 5. Take steps to actively confront your worries and reduce the amount of time you spend worrying about them. 6. Seek support from others when you need it, whether it's talking to a friend, seeking professional help, or engaging in self-care activities. 7. Practice mindfulness and focus on the present moment, which can help you stop worrying about the future. By taking these steps, you can learn to manage your worries more effectively and start living in the moment instead of being consumed by your worries. Reaching out to others is another key strategy for stopping worry and starting to live. This involves actively seeking support and connection from friends, family, and others in your community. This can help you to feel more supported, less isolated, and more empowered to overcome worry and other challenges in your life. The author encourages readers to take advantage of the power of social connection to help reduce worry. For example, he writes about the importance of having a strong support system of friends and family who are willing to listen and offer encouragement when needed. He also talks about the benefits of participating in community activities, such as clubs, groups, or organizations, as a way to meet new people, form new connections, and find a sense of purpose. Additionally, the author emphasizes the importance of reaching out to others when you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed. This could involve talking to a trusted friend or family member, seeking professional help, or participating in a support group. By reaching out and seeking support, you can gain a new perspective, find new ways to cope with worry, and build a sense of resilience that will help you to feel more in control of your life. Reaching out to others is an important aspect of reducing worry and improving our mental well-being. Here are some actionable steps you can take based on this principle. Build and maintain relationships. Make an effort to cultivate and strengthen relationships with friends, family members, and other people you trust. Spending time with those you care about and who care about you can be a great source of comfort and support. Get involved in social activities. Participate in social activities and join clubs, organizations, or groups that align with your interests. This can help you make new friends and provide you with a sense of community and belonging. Seek support from a professional. If you're feeling overwhelmed and struggling to cope with worry on your own, consider reaching out to a mental health professional. A therapist or counselor can help you identify the source of your worries and provide you with tools to manage them. Volunteer. Helping others can also help take your mind off of your own worries. Consider volunteering at a local organization or helping a neighbor in need. Connect with others who are going through similar experiences. If you're struggling with a specific worry, consider reaching out to others who are going through similar experiences. Support groups and online communities can be great resources for finding people who understand what you're going through. By taking these steps and reaching out to others, you can build a network of support that can help you overcome worry and improve your mental well-being. In Chapter 7, Carnegie explains the do something technique as a way to combat worry and take action towards one's problems. The technique involves taking concrete steps towards resolving the issue at hand, rather than just dwelling on it and letting worry consume you. By taking action, you can alleviate stress and start moving towards a solution. For example, if you're worried about a work project, you can start by breaking it down into smaller tasks and working on them one by one. If you're worried about a personal relationship, you can reach out to the other person and have an open and honest conversation. By taking action, you can gain control over your worries and start making progress towards a better future. The do something technique helps you shift from a passive mindset of worrying to an active mindset of problem solving, and is an effective tool for overcoming worry and improving your life. To apply the do something technique, here are some actionable steps you can take. Identify the worry or problem that you are facing and write it down. Create a plan of action for solving the problem or reducing the worry. This can involve researching solutions, speaking to someone for advice, or taking concrete steps to address the issue. Start taking action immediately, even if it is just a small step. The goal is to move forward and not get bogged down in indecision or inaction. Track your progress and adjust your plan as needed. Continuously take small steps until you reach a solution or find that the worry is no longer affecting you as much as it was before. By following this do something technique, you will actively take steps to address the things that are causing you worry and gain a sense of control over them. By focusing on solutions and taking action, you can shift your energy and attention away from worrying and towards living a more fulfilling life. In Chapter 8, put a check mark beside each worry you conquer, focuses on the importance of tracking and celebrating our progress in overcoming our worries. This chapter highlights the idea that we can train our minds to be less anxious by observing and noting when we successfully manage our worries. By marking down each time we successfully deal with a worry, we are building our confidence and training our minds to tackle these worries in the future. Examples from the book include Dale Carnegie sharing stories of individuals who wrote down their worries and then checked them off as they found solutions, allowing them to see their progress and success in overcoming their worries. This technique helps to make our worries seem more manageable, and helps us to focus on the solutions rather than getting lost in the problems. Here are some actionable steps you can take to apply the checkmark technique. Write down your worries. Keep a journal or make a list of the worries that you have. This will help you see how many worries you have and how frequently you worry about the same things. Prioritize your worries. Decide which worries are most important and tackle them first. This will help you feel a sense of accomplishment and reduce the number of worries you have. Schedule time for worry. Set aside a specific time each day to worry. This will help you stay in control of your worries and not let them control you. Evaluate each worry. Once you have scheduled time for worry, evaluate each worry to determine if it is justified. If it is, think about how you can resolve the issue. If it is not justified, remind yourself that worrying about it will not help. Put a check mark beside each worry you conquer. When you have resolved a worry, put a check mark beside it. This will help you track your progress and see how many worries you have conquered. Celebrate your accomplishments. Reward yourself for each worry you conquer. This will help you stay motivated and feel good about yourself. By using these actionable steps, you can apply the checkmark technique to help stop worrying and start living. How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie provides powerful insights and techniques that can help you lead a worry-free life. The principles and practices outlined in this book are simple yet effective, and with consistent effort, you can start to see real changes in your life. Remember, worry can be a vicious cycle, but with the right tools, you have the power to break free from it and start living life to the fullest. So, embrace these techniques, practice them daily, and experience the joy and freedom that comes with a worry-free life. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, take care and keep learning.